Now, with the minimum wage, have you gotten anything from the Business Council?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know what they project the cost will be per employee if this minimum wage bill were to go through?
Have they rejected what? I'm sorry.
How much a cost would be to an employer? Per employee.
I believe that we've gotten a projection from them, but don't necessarily agree with their projections. And I don't have their projections in front of me.
Oh, I have it here.
I bet you do.
Okay. And they project that it will cost $4,063 per employee for local businesses. So with that, do you know what the yearly salary would be if we were to go to $9 an hour?
Well, currently, you know, the yearly salary of those folks that are making the minimum wage now, which is $7.25, if raised up to $9 an hour, it would be somewhere in the neighborhood $17,000 or $18,000. $18,700 to be specific.
Okay, to be specific, $18,720.
You're more specific-er, I guess, huh?
Thank you. Now, with that said, right now, the people that are making minimum wage, they qualify for New York Healthcare Plus. Is that correct?
Sounds correct.
Okay. And if they increase their salaries to $18,720, then they won't qualify for New York Healthcare Plus. Is that correct?
Are you talking about child health care plus? I want you to be a little bit more specific if you could.
Well, you have Family Health Plus, and according to the website from the state, if I have a couple, say with no children, their yearly income cannot exceed $15,130.
Well, let me just say, and I didn't hear the last bit, but you know, this is why we're actually trying to raise the minimum wage, because it really, a person on a minimum wage who actually works 40 hours a week should not have to qualify for those kinds of programs that you're talking about.
Yeah, but we do have these rates in the state law. And according to this, what will happen is you're going to give them a couple dollar raise. So if you give them a $2 raise, you're going to be taking back $5 per hour while they pay for their health care. So you're actually hurting the people that you're trying to protect. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Well, let me just, if memory stays with me, I believe the whole country will fall under the Affordable Care Act that the nation, so it should not really be an issue.
Okay. How about, and let's talk about, well, right now, and that's another problem that we have too, because I'm talking to my businesses, and a lot of businesses are cutting their employees down below 30 hours so that they don't have to pay into that. So now what we're doing is, with the minimum wage, so if they try to make up that 30 hours, they have 40 hours a week, and they don't qualify in either job for health care benefits, by doing the $9 an hour, they're going to have no health care. So we're actually hurting the people that you're trying to help. Would you agree with that?
I don't believe what you're saying is accurate.
Well, I would suggest you look at the website for the state to find out what the income levels were. There's also a HEAP program where they get benefits for electricity, for heat, natural gas, and they get help with that. And there's an income level with that also. So do you know if they'd still qualify if we gave them $9 an hour for HEAP?
Depends on family size. And this is the whole reason why we're actually trying to raise the minimum wage, so that people will, in fact, be able to pay their bills. You know, these programs are all well and good, but I can guarantee you, to the family, to the person that is making minimum wage, they don't want to qualify for these programs. They want to make money and pay their bills. So that's why we're trying to put forth this effort, so people can actually pay their bills and make money and hopefully live with some dignity.
Okay. Do you know how much a private, one person trying to get insurance pays for health insurance out there?
But again, you know, we're talking about, for most, you're talking about health insurance?
Health insurance.
Health insurance, I don't know the price, but I'm going to tell you right now, the Affordable Care Act does help us out tremendously with that fact. And that most of our folks that are on minimum wage are, from 18 to 24, somewhere in there, if I'm not mistaken. 80% or 80% of our minimum wage workers are over 20. So so the Affordable Care Act does help us out in that respect.
80%, did you say?
Say it again?
Did you say 80%? Over 24?
Over 80% of the folks affected by minimum wage are over the age of 20 years old. And our Affordable Health Care Act will cover them until the age of 26, if I'm not mistaken.
Not to be disrespectful, but I really dispute those numbers.
Okay.
We have very different numbers.
Okay. I wasn't disrespectful when I disagreed with you either, so
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
I understand.
Okay, and then we have other programs like, you know, food assistance, and there are a whole host of other programs that these people will not qualify for.
Say it again?
There's a whole host of other assistance programs.
Which I don't think you guys like, right? Very much.
Well, I guess
if I'm not mistaken, because every time we've tried to fund these programs, you vote to not fund them. So.
Oh, so I take it what this is a cost shifting thing.
It's a what?
It's a cost shifting thing. You're going to take it away from the government and put it on the business.
No, it's not cost shifting. It's paying what people deserve to be paid.
Okay.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, we're going to pay them what you feel they deserve to be paid, and then we're going to give with one hand, okay, and then we're going to take away with the other more than we give them.
Mr. Graf, if I may, when I was chair of the Labor Committee, and Assemblyman Carl Hasty is now the chair now, and I conducted at least 5 to 7 public hearings on this very issue. Went throughout the state of New York, from Long Island to Rochester to Buffalo. And I can tell you, 80%, and polls have been conducted, 80% of New Yorkers want us to raise the minimum wage. Number one. Number two, businesses spoke in favor, because this is not something that we're doing willy-nilly or just for political points. This is something that's needed. The public is clamoring for this. And businesses spoke almost unanimously for us to raise the minimum wage. So I realize what the Business Council says, but they did not seem to come to my public hearings, and I didn't hear from them. So I would take issue with what they're saying, and take issue with what 80% of New Yorkers are clamoring for.
Well, when you decided to put this bill in, did you take a comprehensive look at all of the other benefits that the people that are making lower than $9 an hour, what they would qualify for? Have you taken a look at all of the benefits that they would qualify for?
One of the reasons that we had all of these public hearings was so that we would take as comprehensive a look as possible at the wide-ranging issues that affect this bill and will affect what we are doing. So to answer your question, answer to your question is yes, absolutely yes, we did.
Terrific. Can you tell me right now, the people that are making minimum wage at this time, what state programs, assistance programs, do they qualify for? Can you give me a list now?
It depends. I mean, I can't, but I will tell you this. It would depend on family size. It would depend on a whole lot of variables that I just don't have at my fingertips at this
Okay,
moment.
I'll narrow it down. If you have two people living in a household.
Well, we're talking about HEAP, SNAP, Medicaid. I mean, it runs the gamut.
Okay, and the income, can you give me a general idea of the number of programs that are available for a family of two people in a household, one person making minimum wage, okay? How many programs do you think there are that are available to that person?
Don't know.
Mr. Gant, why do you rise? Mr. Gant, will you yield?
After I'm done with my answer, getting the answer to my
You
question.
will not.
I just answered. Don't know.
Okay. So,
Mr. Gant, will you yield?
as soon as I'm done here, on my time. Okay, so what I'm trying to point out is I'm asking whether you did a comprehensive look at how this would affect the people that you're trying to help. Because what I'm hearing is it's going to have a negative impact on these people.
Well, I thought that I've answered your question, and I will answer it again, that we have done a very comprehensive look at how it would affect folks. And I don't know, and you say in terms of what you're hearing, I don't know what you're hearing, but we talked to many more people than just the business council. We talked to business owners. We talked to farmers. We spoke to small businesses, liquor stores. We talked to drug stores. We talked to folks that own wineries and such. And almost unanimously, as I said before, almost unanimously, these business folks stated that we needed to, and that we should raise the minimum wage. Why? Because their folks have been with them for years, and that they were loyal to their folks, to their employees, and their employees were loyal to them, and it would lift morale, number two, and certainly it was a matter of justice, it was a matter of equity, it was a matter of fairness. So we did, in fact, do a comprehensive look on how raising the minimum wage would affect the people in the state of New York.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, on the bill.
On the bill, Mr. Graf.
I've gone through this bill thoroughly, and I've talked to businesses in my area. As a matter of fact, the farmers were in my office this morning, and they're telling me that this has the ability to put them out of business. I've heard store owners walk up to me and said, for $9 an hour, I'll stock my own shelves. I've heard business after business that hire college students, high school students, and they said that they would be cutting back. This bill right here is going to cost a lot of jobs in New York. This bill is, you're going to have college students that aren't going to be able to work these summer jobs because they're not going to be there for them. The other area that you have to look at is, though we try to help someone and by increasing their salary, it's my opinion that you're actually going to be hurting them, because when you start taking away the health service, start taking away the energy assistance, start taking away some of the nutritional benefits that they get, it's going to be far worse for them. It's sort of like being happy that you won a brand new Mercedes-Benz, but you can't pay the taxes on it. All right? And that's what we have here. All this bill is, and I don't believe there's even a Senate sponsor on this bill. So basically all this is a whole lot to do about nothing, because right now, if you don't enter negotiations with the Senate on this bill, and you don't enter negotiations with the governor, and this stays a one-house bill, all it is a nice little press release. And for that reason, I'll be voting no.